Guys, I have covered this topic several times. Biological men should not be competing in women's sports. In my older videos, I've gone over things like bone density, lung size, heart size, erythropoiesis, a bunch of different physiological things that separates men from women. So when this story popped up on my radar, I knew I had to talk about it. Idaho Governor Brad Little commends Boise State volleyball for forfeiting playoff match versus SJSU in trans athlete. And there's a little video here of him going over why he commends them, but we're going to skip past that and just go over to the article itself. Boise State forfeited to San Jose State for the third time this season, sacrificing a chance to win a championship by refusing to take the court against trans athlete Blair Fleming, as a national controversy over the team has erupted in recent months. Boise State women's volleyball team must be pretty dang good if they already forfeited 2 matches and made it to the championships. Little said there is an unfortunate element that his state school will miss out on the chance to win a conference title, but commend the team as leaders. It's unfortunate our women athletes must choose fairness in their sport and their own safety over their ability to play in a matchup they earned. Even with their biggest game of the season on the line, the Boise State women's volleyball team has consistently shown leadership for female athletes everywhere. Idaho will continue to fight to defend women's sports, Little told Fox News Digital. Now, as much as leftists like to pretend that men participating in women's sports isn't a big deal, it is a big deal and arguably one of the bigger reasons on why Donald Trump won the presidency. People are really just getting tired of this delusion, as if men don't have some advantage over women physically. Remember in Donald Trump's ad, Harris is for they, them, Trump is for you.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Little has been one of the Republican leaders at the forefront of combating trans inclusion in women's sports during the Biden administration. In August, he passed an executive order to enforce the Defending Women's Sports Act in his state, which required public schools to restrict and prevent trans inclusion in girls' sports. Just an absolute W. We got this article over here that I brought up on X that John Levine pulled up from the New York Times. U.S. Volleyball's website says androgenic hormones, which include testosterone, may possibly give trans athletes an unfair competitive advantage. It definitely gives an unfair competitive advantage. There is a reason why testosterone in the United States is a Schedule III controlled substance. So the organization requires documentation that athletes assigned male at birth undergo hormone therapy to compete in women's category. On its website, the NCAA says trans volleyball players are eligible to play if their testosterone level is less than 10 nanomoles per liter. Let's take a quick sidebar here because I know most people don't like to hear nanomoles per liter. Most of the time we hear about the testosterone levels, it's usually nanograms per deciliter. So let's go see what that actually means. Considering that amount, 10 nanomoles per deciliter, turns out to be 288.5 nanograms per deciliter. That's a lot of testosterone for a woman. Just an absurd amount of testosterone for a woman when you consider the average testosterone in a woman is anywhere between 15 to 70 nanograms per deciliter. Just do the math. How much more testosterone does this trans athlete have potentially compared to a biological female? And again, we're ignoring the other factors such as bone density, heart size, lung size, and a bunch of other things. This is just the testosterone levels. When we look over at the average male's testosterone levels, it says 679 nanograms per deciliter, but within the normal range is 270 to 1070 nanograms per deciliter. So this standard of 10 nanomoles per liter or 288.5 nanograms per deciliter is substantially higher than an average woman's 15 to 70 nanograms per deciliter. That's insane. So essentially, a biological male can compete against a woman with a testosterone level that of a low test man. Just absolutely ridiculous. Let's continue on. That's at least 4 times more than what many experts say is the top of the range for non-transgender women. You mean just women? It's just women, and in the typical range for adult men. Exactly my point, what I just said there. I just gave it more detail running through everything else. But that's pretty much all I have for this. I will leave a link to the article that I went over in the description down below, which goes in far greater detail than what I went through on this. But I do want to leave you guys with the question, do you think biological males should compete against women in women's sports? And of course, why or why not? But that's it for me, you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.